When you go empty, what we have found in 20 years is you probably, sometimes there's no returners, right? If they're covering all 5 guys and they don't return, there's 6 guys, they play their defense, they play their basic defense, but you'd be stunned how many times no returner goes back to punt. I would say it's probably around 50% over the last 20 years. If they don't do that, it's amazing how many times they don't even bring a person rushing. They'll bring the 3 or 4 they have, D linemen. They won't blitz anybody. They won't do anything special. But usually, when you got those 5 guys out there, they got a guard with 5. They got 6 people left to do something with, right? So if you rush 4, you get 1 middle back or 1 returner, or you stay in a 4-2 or whatever it may be. But you really limit what they do. And like I said, one of those 2 things, whether it's no returner or no blitz or rush, right, or stun or whatever, is probably 75 to 80% of the time over the last 20 years that we've done this on 4th down on empty, obviously. So kind of like that, we have a lot of good returners in our league that we really don't want to punt to anyways. And so to do that and not even have a returner or not get a rush is really helps. In 20 years, we've had 4 blocks and we've had 2 returned for a touchdown, and I think that's a pretty good percentage. I know our kickoff team, for example, isn't near as successful with those stats. I looked over that just a few days ago to kind of see what we were at, and to only have 4 blocked in 20 years and only 2 returned for a touchdown, I think is pretty good. And so I think that's a pretty good stat. It just kind of shows you the no return, no rush thing and what it does to a defense overall. How we do it, so how we do practice it, how we go over it. I think it's pretty easy. If you're a spread team, if you, like I said, you don't have to be no huddle. It helps if you're no huddle, but if you're not, it doesn't matter. But I think it does help. We're gonna go empty. We're gonna go 5 wide. We're gonna go 3 by 2. We can go empty to the wide side. We can go to the short side, and it matters where we're punting to. What hash are we punting? Are we trying to pin it to the short side, the short hash? Or do we kick it to the middle or wide side of the field? Obviously, depends on where we put our empty. The other thing we'll do is go 4 by 1. If we're really going to pin it to a side, we'll go 4 receivers to one side, and we'll even go 4 receivers every once in a while to the short side. The one thing we do, we've probably, in 20 years, we've probably got into a regular tight punt, maybe, I guarantee it's less than 5 times in 20 years. Some years we don't even go over it. So how we bring in, if they bring extra people, if they have a great defensive end, if they're bringing some pressures, we will bring in our running back or slots kind of as a double wing or a single wing, make him the 6th or 7th blocker. So we do have those options. We will bring H-back type of guys in certain situations. So we won't always go empty punt if we're really backed up, say inside of our 20. We do have those options. Now, those guys still release afterwards, obviously, like anything, but we keep the quarterback out there. We do all the things. We just bring those slots or that running back, who's ever the most inside guy, in as a wing or even as a personal protector kind of thing. So the receivers, man, it's pretty easy. We basically call 5 vert every punt, okay? And most of the times early on, what we did is, the running back number 3, he's got the middle vert. The 2 slots got the hash. The outside guys got to go routes on the sidelines, right? Just like any 5 vertical. They don't know if we are going to punt or pass. Now, I've changed that a little bit. Sometimes they do know, but when that quarterback calls height, they're in their lanes. They're looking like it's a pass. Obviously, the ball's thrown to them. They go catch it. If not, 95% of the time, the ball is punted. And being in 5 vert, they are naturally in their lanes, which I'll talk about in a second. It kind of puts them where we want them to be anyways. And then as soon as they see the ball punt, they kind of get to their job. But doing the 5 vert thing kind of spaced everything out well. It fixed everything, but we also obviously had that natural built-in fake every time. Now, we will call plays. If we do fake, we don't always just run 5 vert fake. We can run, obviously, any play in our empty book system. But that's kind of a natural landmark and their natural thing. So when I call it, that's what they do. In the empty, our inside receivers are ball guys. The number 3 guy is always directly to the ball. Obviously, the 2 slots are hashes, and they got the hips of the returner of the ball of both sides. Outside receivers, obviously, your sideline go routes. Then they kind of are that second level contain. They kind of fold back behind those 3 getting to the ball. Kind of that second level. They contain. They're still going to the ball, but they're kind of outside shoulder contain of the punt return guy. Kind of just about at that second level. They kind of fold in behind the 3 when it's going right. Quarterback is 8 yards back. When I first got here in 2005, we put our quarterback 8 to 8.5 every play, from first down to fourth down. And the benefit of that is the center cannot get hit. He cannot. They got to move rather in a gap, but they cannot. They got to let him lift up his head before he get hit. So man, we try, not always, not sometimes it matters the punter and how well he punts, if he can 1-step or 2-step it. Like I got here, I will let them 2-step it if they get it off quick enough, which most do. If they're slow, we will just 1-step. All right, so he's catch 1-step, punting it, obviously 2-step, still quick, a little bit faster, but those guys I have to be able to trust them. If they're anything 7, 6, 5 yards, we try to 1-step it also. So it kind of matters the quarterback and who they are. But if the center can get it to 8, which most of the time, 95% of our centers, that's not a big deal at all. We try to get 8 to 8.5, sometimes even a 9, which is rare, the quarterback back. But like I said, the benefits of that is that center can't get hit. So he can lift his head up, he can do it. O-lineman, this is what I love about it probably the most, is this. We treat it like quick game pass pro. So yes, they're pass pro, but it's an aggressive pass pro. They're not gaining much depth. They're going to be aggressive and block it just like a pass pro, right? They are thinking, hey, it could be a pass, same thing, but they're thinking punt. After the quarterback yells punt, he yells go, just like anything they release. The tackles landmarks are basically the hashes or 2 yards outside the hash. So after they go out to block, they're getting to their hash 2 yards outside the hash. The guards, same thing, pass pro, get downfield. If the right guard will have the right goalpost that he's running at, the left guard will have the left goalpost. And that's kind of just a basic landmark. Obviously, they're kind of floating the ball a little bit, but their first few steps are at that. And then the center's a ball guy, right? He finds the ball, goes to the ball. But same thing, obviously, pass pro-wise. And then the quarterback is the farthest man back. He's our safety. If like anything, if those guys break that first, second, third level of skill guys and then linemen, he's our extra guy, which the good thing is he's usually a decent athlete. And so instead of having a punter or kicker back there being the last line of defense, that quarterback kind of is. And so that's kind of how we do it. Man, it's pretty, once you get it, man, we really don't practice it that much outside of the basics. But man, yeah, that's kind of, so we'll watch a little video here. So as you can see, we're on the right hash, we're empty left. They're lined up, man, and they got 4 down linemen, 5 covering 5 with the linebacker. So obviously they got 1 man back. One guy's looking right now because this was for game 1. He's on the 45. And so you can see the quarterback here is about, man, almost exactly 8, a little bit past 8 yards. And then, hey, so this slot has the hash. He's got the middle of the field. This slot has hash. The outside guys have sidelines. Quarterback this year, was a 1-step guy. Again, great. They're not great punters, but man, he does a great job here. He had a pretty good average overall. Same thing here, right hash. Empty. This is our running back. He's got middle. Slot's got the hashes. Outside goes. Again, they got 4 men. You can just do the math. They don't have a return guy, right? But they're also not blitzing anybody. We're in that 4th and 5 position. They think, man, they got to respect the fake. Gets a high, gets a good bounce. 2 is being very lazy there. And the last one here, same thing. Middle of the field. Empty right, middle. They both slots got hashes, outside goes. And as you can see, again, man, no returner.